we don't want you to do. Now first I want to say this. I know you being young people that a lot of you have attitudes that you can't tell me nothing. Well, I want to tell you at the beginning, we're not trying to tell you anything. We're trying to make some suggestions, some ideas, some things for you to do and things not to do so you won't wind up where we are. See, where we are, it's no fun to have someone have absolute control over you 24 hours a day, every day. What you can eat, when you can go to sleep, what you wear, what you do. We want to provide you with some armor or something that will help you avoid being where we are.
All right.
Now, each one of us is going to speak to you for maybe 5, 6, 7 minutes. And when we get through talking, we're going to provide you an opportunity to ask any question that you might want to ask. Now, I know that some of your mothers and fathers have told you some of the same stuff that we're going to talk about. And the first thing you said was, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, we know what we're talking about because we live it every day. See, we're a group of guys who live lives and done things that we're not proud of, but we can stand before you and talk about them with hopes that you can miss some of the traps and pitfalls that we fell off into. Because again, it hasn't been a pretty life, it hasn't been a good life. It's no fun to have someone have control over you all the time. My name is Robert Payne. I'm from Nashville. I'm currently serving a 20-year sentence for armed robbery and aggravated assault.
My name is Mariko Grice. I'm currently serving a 20-year sentence for grand auto theft and conspiracy to talk to government seals.
My name is Norman Wilson. I'm serving a 10-year sentence for aggravated robbery.
Now, in our group, let me ask a question. Is there anybody here believe that only black people go to prison? Is there anybody believes that? Okay. Is there anyone here that believes that there are more black people in prison than there are any other kind of people, white people, anything else? Well, that's the answer you should have said yes to, or you should have raised your hand to. See, we make up roughly 12 out of every 100 people in the United States are black people. But over half, or 55 out of every 100 persons in prison is a black man. See these guys standing on the corner down here by the store on Albine, slinging them rocks and stuff like that? Well, those same little guys, I want you to watch them. I just want you to keep your eyes on them. You don't have to say anything to them. Just watch them and watch them disappear. One or two things is going to happen to them. Either they're going to get shot, killed, or thrown in somebody's prison. See, again, over half of the people in prison are young African-American men between the ages of 18 and 26 years. Now, I want to tell you how I got to prison. See, the little guy I was telling you about a while ago that said that, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, and didn't want to listen to anyone? See, that was me. I used to run right up and down the street here when Deborah's was up there and round through here slinging cocaine and doing some of everything else, because I thought I knew everything. I graduated from Pearl High School and I went to the military. I got out of the military. I thank God that I was alive. But guess what I did? I found 5 other people that thought just like me. Thought they was tough, wanted to carry them pistols, wanted to shoot them and do everything. Well, see, I told you it was a blessing and a miracle for me to be here and to be able to talk to you. Now I want to tell you why. Because those 5 people I used to rob and sell dope and stuff with, I watched 2 of them get killed in a gunfight that I was involved in. The other 3 got killed somewhere else. And me, I just spent 23 years of my life in and out of state and federal prisons, all because I thought I had all the answers, and I didn't care what anyone told me. I wanted to do what I wanted to do and didn't care nothing about nobody else. Look, what I'm telling you is simply this. Think for yourself. Make your own choices. Don't let your friends influence you to do things that you don't want to do, because it can get you caught up in the things and situations that you don't have any control over. You're worth more in prison than you are in school. There are too many young African American men locked up in prison, all because they think that slinging ready, robbing and killing, that's the only way, and it's not. It will land you in prison, and to be honest with you, I don't know how I made it for 23 years, but I did it. It's something that we want you to avoid. Now, I ran into something else while I was doing all that too. See, not only, when there's a thing, if you hang out in the barber shop long enough, you're going to get a haircut. So, when I started dealing drugs and stuff, I didn't have any intentions of messing with any kind of drugs, getting hooked up on any kind of drugs, but it started out very easy. See, when I took a little marijuana and stuff, and I started smoking marijuana, I said, well, that ain't bad. See, we were selling heroin. So I said, well, let me sprinkle a little of this heroin on it. I started smoking that. That wasn't bad, at least I didn't think, until I got a Jones, until I was addicted to it. Then I had to have it. It became the center of my life. It was what I lived for. See, these guys that you see walking around here and stuff, smoking them blunts and doing this kind of stuff, again, I want you to watch them, because they're in for a terrible, terrible surprise when they get caught up in things that they can't control, and they will wind up controlling them. So each one of us is going to speak to you for maybe 6 or 7 minutes. Again, each one of us is going to speak to you for about 6 or 7 minutes, and the only thing we want you to do is just listen. So would you please welcome your first speaker, Mr. Mariko Grice.
Yeah.
All right. Good afternoon again.
Good afternoon.
Mic check. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Gregory Grice, and I'm currently serving a 20-year sentence for grand auto theft and conspiracy to the government seals. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I am a high school graduate. I'm a drug-free young man. I have drug alcohol in my life, but that's not the reason I came to prison. So I came to prison because I had the desire at a young age to have a lot of money, but I didn't necessarily want to work a legal job for it. When I graduated from high school, the last job I had before I came to prison, I was working as a welder for a railroad company. I was making $14.10 an hour. I quit that job just to steal cars. But why might you ask? Like I said, I always wanted to have a lot of money when I was young, but I didn't necessarily